Yorkshire is God's own country. It's got everything. Vibrant cities, beautiful countryside. I very strongly believe that one of the roles of housing associations is to be something that connects people, brings people together, to actually make a difference. The push for more and more properties and more supply has pushed other elements of housing associations' role and social purpose to the side.
We've kind of forgotten or almost banned the regeneration word in this country, and that was such a powerful thing. It changed people's lives. This bit of work that we're doing is trying to bring that word back onto the agenda.
When I became a Great Places Commissioner, I wanted them to see the potential that Dewsbury's got, but also the challenges that Dewsbury's got.
We do have a lot of challenges in Dewsbury when it comes to absentee landlords. The arcade used to be a very active area of the town centre, and over time, unfortunately, the businesses closed down, and that's simply because of the lack of investment really from the landlords that own it.
I'm a market trader and I stand on Dewsbury, and I have done for the last 25 years. This market used to be one of the best markets in the north of England. We used to get coach loads of people coming. It's heartbreaking to see how this town has deteriorated. Regenerating is a priority.
It would be such a shame if we let Dewsbury die when it's got such potential.
Well, what makes a place great? Events or activities that bring people together.
A lot of places have been shut down. I'd like things to be opened yet again, you know, youth clubs and things.
I really love this place and I love the people. The strength of community here is immense.
In our efforts to be helpful in community life, just stop and ask yourself if by being helpful, are we causing harm? Are we pushing out what's already here? What would happen if we started the conversation from what's wrong to what's strong? We're not going into neighbourhoods assuming that they're bereft of stuff, of things, of relationships, of people with passion and talent and contributions to make.
You've got to have a vision, haven't you? You've got to have somebody with that drive and commitment to really carry that and get other people to buy into it. We're known as a community anchor. Gipton Fire Station was going to close. The community didn't want it to close. It was one of the few assets in the area that the community were really proud of. Got local residents involved, brought the right people together, and it's a fantastic community hub, and there's lots going on. It's not just a place where people go when they've got problems, but there also are access to support services there as well. So we're based in the community. So we're not just accountable to Leeds City Council who fund us, we're actually accountable to Mrs Smith that lives next door. And that's what I mean by community anchor. Not just talking about buildings, but about the people that are going to live there.
Hebden Bridge was the inspiration for our Neighbourly Places strategy. I was looking for a different way of working in housing and was inspired by that.
We own and run this entire building. My sort of founding trustees had this vision to create a single hub for the town. All life would go through it. One of the things that I think makes this place work is that we work very effectively together to develop projects, develop ideas, to support each other.
The town prides itself on only having independent businesses, not having big names, keeping money in the community, making money for the community, lots of charity stuff goes on. So there's a lot of interaction post-industrially. So the town's done well to recreate itself, but it's become very expensive. A lot of people who live here work in cities, so they have bigger incomes. It's been quite hard for people born and bred to be able to afford to stay here and get on the property ladder.
We're losing our young people. We lost them in the 60s because they were going for the jobs, now again because there isn't the housing here. Where we are now was once the central area of Hebden Bridge. We are about to go next week to planning with an application for 24 units along the site of where High Street was, and primarily targeted at younger people.
I think people make a lot of assumptions about Hebden Bridge being special, which I find quite difficult. Everywhere has got its ingredients that make it the place that it is.
There's still a market out there. There's a market down in London. I went last year. I just thought it was fantastic because you had all your different types of foods. You had all your different race colours and creeds, all mixing together and all enjoying it. We can have that, we just need to make it happen.
There is no formula for success in turning around an area or regenerating a patch, but the one blindingly obvious thing, it's all about people. Everybody cares about the place that they live in and they want it to be better for their families and the communities. That's a given. It's how you then kind of capture that and translate that into then making that community better.